situation and the Palestinian struggle nowadays. As long as we have today many of the students over here, I'm going to give some details about the history of Palestine. We always saying that, and Sheikh Azmi mentioned that we have to have this material inside the school programs, classes. So let's us share this information with you about Palestinian history, and after that I'm going to talk about the facts and statistics about Palestinian condition nowadays. Palestine. All of you know that Palestine is a part of Ard al-Sham. Ard al-Sham, which mentioned in Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam many times, and also in Sirah Nabawiyah. This is Palestine map. For the one who asking, the sister Ilham just asked, who say Palestine, where is Palestine? Some say Palestine in Gaza. Actually, Palestine, Gaza in Palestine, not Palestine in Gaza. This is Palestine in the Middle East, near and surrounding by 4 countries: Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Actually, Palestine known by 4 seasons. We have cold seasons and we have also the summer season, the hot season. So we find also in Palestine the land level, coastal plains, mountain, and also the river. And this photo is from Palestine. Okay, why as a Muslim we care about Palestine? Actually, there are many reasons. The main thing is Palestine is the Holy Land, which mentioned in the Quran when they say "Udkhulu al-Ard al-Muqaddas." They say, "Enter the Holy Land which Allah hath assigned unto you." This is to Musa. After that, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that don't undertake journey but to 3 mosques: Al-Masjid al-Haram, Wal-Masjid al-Nabawi, Wal-Masjid al-Aqsa. Al-Masjid al-Aqsa located in Palestine, the center of Palestine. The third thing, as we know, Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj. Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent from Al-Masjid al-Haram to Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. And that mentioned in the Quran al-Kareem, in ayah number 1, سورة الإسراء سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى. So it's linked to our Islam by Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj from our Rasul, by our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. From that point, and the Muslims take responsibility about Palestine, and when Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu entered Palestine, announced that Palestine and Al-Masjid al-Aqsa is waqf for Ummah, and all Ummah and all Muslims responsible for this Holy Land. I'm not going to talk about Palestinian history from the time of Umar and the time of the Muslims entered the mosque. I'm just updating you and revise with you the history of the time of Uthmani Khilafah. Al-Khilafah al-Uthmaniyah. All of you know that, or most of you know that Al-Khilafah al-Uthmaniyah became weak at the time of the First World War. And at that time the British and the Zionists tried to convince the Sultan of Uthmaniyah to give Palestine to the Yahud, to Jewish, to establish Israel. And they rejected. But when the UK army controlled Palestine in that war, they have the Balfour Promise done by Balfour, the Prime Minister of British, given to the Yahudi that he will give Palestine to be the nation state of Yahudi. And from that point, the Yahudi start to migrate to Palestine until they become a big number, and they provided with weapons and guns and all facilities to be able to fight the Arab and Muslims there. and that given from the United Kingdom of Britain and also the USA, United States of America government. In this map we can see that. This map we can see that Palestine in 1917, the time of Balfour promised to Yahud, Balfour declared to Yahud that no Yahudi there, no land controlled by Yahudi. But in 1947, the Yahudi succeeded to get United Nations statement that we call a decision, we call division decision. They decided to divide Palestine into two areas, one to Yahudi, one to Arabs or Muslims. But that decision rejected and refused by Muslims at that time. After that, the Yahudis fight against the Muslims there and control almost 80% of Palestine, 80% of Palestine, which is shown in figure number 3, 1948. 1948, the time the Yahudi declared the establishment of Israel. In 1967, the Yahudi start again the war against Muslims and Arab there, and unfortunately they able to control the all land of Palestine, and also they invaded Arab countries like Sinai in Egypt and south of Lebanon and also Julan for Syria. Nowadays, what we have in Palestine that the Arab and the Muslims only control a few areas, actually not control, they live in a few areas, which shown in the last figure with the black color. Black color are the area that Muslims stay inside Palestine. Is about, actually less than 11% of Palestine area. After this, the Palestinians rejected to keep silent and they launched the first Intifada 1987. The first Intifada 1987, we used the stone and we called the very simple tools to fight the Yahudi. And these pictures from that Intifada. After this Intifada, the Israelis decided to find a way to make this Palestinian calm down and stop this Intifada. They start to discuss about the peace agreement. Unfortunately, some Palestinians caught this opportunity and talked to the Israelis and agreed on Oslo scandal to have agreement between the Yahudi and the Palestinian. They call so-called peace agreement, and actually most of Palestinians not recognize this one because it gives the right to Yahudi to control Palestine as their own land. This took place in 1993, and the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation of the Organization, which was led by Yasser Arafat, was able to move from outside Palestine to base in Gaza and West Bank. In 2000, after this peace agreement failed to give the Palestinians their rights, the second Intifada launched against the Yahudi and even launched against the peace agreement between the Palestinian authorities and the Israeli authorities. This one extended for more than 5 years, and this one was a bit different as the Palestinian was able to use some bombs, some guns against the Yahudi and fight them. In 2005, using this Intifada, the Palestinians succeeded to make the Yahudi move out from Gaza Strip. It's a very small area, but known that this area never accept anyone to touch its dignity. So 2005, the Yahudi removed every soldier and every Jewish settlement in that area and moved out from Gaza Strip, and keeping that area without any control by them, unless they keep themselves controlling the sea and the border. These photos from the time of the Yehudi settlements moving out from Gaza Strip and also their army. Okay, in 2006, general election took place in Palestine, and the one who took the majority in this election was Hamas, and Hamas is representing the Islamic resistance in Palestine, which also representing the opposition against the peace and we call the talks between Israeli and Palestinian. After that point, the Israelis imposed a big siege on Gaza. As Gaza Strip is the area of Mujahideen, they imposed a siege against Hamas and against the people there, and started trying to collapse Hamas government there by war and a war. In 2008, we have the first war for more than 21 days. In 2012, we had the second war, and for I think 8 days. But the worst war was in 2014. I think all of you heard that in the news, and extended for 51 days of fighting between the Palestinian resistance and Palestinian people and the Yehudi. And unfortunately, we'd be happy to have shuhada. Be happy to have shuhada, as they will give the shafa'ah for us. But for the community, we feel sad that we lose some good people, and we have no more of them inside between us. So that war, 2,200 Palestinians being killed and 11,000 wounded, but actually many of facilities and infrastructure totally destroyed, and Gaza suffered from that until today, and the total loss was $5 billion US. It's about 25 billion Malaysian ringgit. This photos from that war. But in this war, 2014, we have different issue. We have another of proud image, proud things. We actually, as Palestinian, and I think most of the Muslims feel pretty proud to see this photo. In 1988, the Israeli soldier was doing this with Palestinian. Hold him, and by the stone, crash his bones. But today, 2015, our Mujahideen were able to enter the Israeli military center and do that to the Israeli soldier. This is the Izzah of Islam today. And you see the second photo is a rocket of Mujahideen. Today we have more than 200 kilometer scale of rockets we use against the Yehudi in order to liberate and free Palestine, not in order to kill a human. The issue is not to kill a human, the issue is to make Palestine free for Muslims, as it's our land. But nowadays, because, and many of you heard about what is happening in Al-Quds, or Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, or in English they call the Al-Quds, they call it Jerusalem. This is the photo of Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. Most of you may confuse when we ask what is the Masjid Al-Aqsa. Some they say this is the gold rock. This is Al-Masjid, which is mentioned by number 2 here. But actually Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, we as a Muslim, we have to be very aware about that. Know that Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa is not the Qubbat al-Sakhra, the rock with the yellow rock or the gold rock. Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, the whole area inside the green line. You see the green lines? The whole area inside, this is Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. It's about 144,000 square meter, and you just look to the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. They are the main buildings in the Masjid Al-Aqsa. One is Masjid Al-Qubli, second is Qubbat al-Sakhra, third is Marwani Musalla, fourth is Ha'at al-Buraq. Ha'at al-Buraq, number 4 here, has a little story. Nowadays, the Muslims cannot enter this area because the Yehudi change this area to be Salah area for them. They go there and they cry, and they call it crying wall, or call it crying wall. Ha'at al-Buraq is the area when sallallahu alayhi wa sallam makes Isra from Mecca ila Masjid al-Aqsa, the area that, you know, the animal used by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, tied in that area. So from that point we call it Ha'at al-Muraq. Today it's controlled by Yahudi and no Muslims can enter that area. Because of the Israeli activities against the Masjid al-Aqsa, especially after they decide their decision to divide the Masjid al-Aqsa between them and the Muslims, they were going to give like few hours in the day. The Muslim can enter the mosque, and the remaining of time is only for Yahudi. And also they decided to make some areas for Muslims and some areas for Yahudi only, and no one can enter that areas. Unless to be Muslims to be entered to the Muslims area, Yahudi to the Yahudi area. From that point, the Muslims in Palestine and Al-Quds be very angry and decided to launch Al-Intifada, the third Intifada, Al-Aqsa Intifada, Al-Quds Intifada. From that point, from that time, we have about 160 shaheed in fighting the Yahudi there. We have about 10,001 injured, and we have about 2,500 of the Palestinians there being arrested by Yahudi and sent to the jail. That's the condition now in Al-Quds. Just general information for you. We have Palestine Palestine known now into three areas. One is the Palestine 48, is the majority of the Palestinian land. As Palestine, area is about 27,000 square kilometer. If you see this map, is the whole Palestine is 1,027 square kilometer. Inside the Palestine itself, there are about 7.6 billion of Yahudi. 7.6 million of Yahudi. The areas controlled by Yahudi and the so-called Israeli state, there are about 1 million Muslims living there, as they rejected to move out from their lands the time of the occupation of Palestine, 1948. West Bank. Another part of Palestine is called West Bank, is near the Jordan area. Actually, there are about 3 million Palestinians there, but also we have about 500,000 of Yahudi living there, and they control the most and the majority of the land of West Bank, and they settle in 112 settlements in this area. Gaza Strip, I think I hope to put the Gaza Strip now. Anyway, Gaza Strip is the area you hear news about it every day almost. Gaza Strip have about 2 million of Palestinians there. And actually in Palestine, 95% of the Palestinians are Muslims and 5% are Christians, as the main church for the Christian are in Palestine actually. But in Gaza, we have 99.5% of Palestinians are Muslims. Unfortunately, as a result of the siege, we have today 40% of the people under the poverty line. We have also 80% of Gaza people receiving the aid of the United Nations agencies. 72% of Palestinians in Gaza Strip have no security of food. 50% of the children or child needs psychological support. We have today 47% of the people need continuously aid and support every day. In Gaza, we have today only electricity for 6 to 8 hours per day, and sometimes to be 1 hour a day. So, electricity, light, especially in this time, we have very cold season. The temperature is about to be 0, and we have no electricity more than sometimes less than 6 hours, and goes to be 1 hour a day. For water, 40% of Gaza people have shortage for water for 3 days continuously, so that water comes to the house every 3 days for a while, for a few hours. 95% of the water in Gaza Strip is not able to be drank. For the hospital, we have shortage in services. About to 40% of the facilities and services of the hospital is off today. Some surgery operation postponed for 18 months. If someone need to have surgery operation, the hospital asks him to wait more than 18 months to get his term to go to get in the surgery. Nowadays we have 100,000 units of housing need to be rebuilt, and unfortunately after this war, no any efforts in that. And 62% of the youth has no work yet. Even most of Gaza people are educated. For Rafah border, last year opened only for 24 days out of 365 days. And actually most of the people, student, patient, weren't able to go out and get their needs. So the last point I want to share with you, what will we do? Sheikh asked me too many things just now about what we need from Ummah and what action we have to take. We have many approaches. One is the academic responsibility. If you have here a specialist in writing books, we have to write books, research, and publish documents about Palestine. We have to promoting the idea of adding a subject on Palestine and Al-Aqsa Mosque in schools and university curriculum. For NGOs as Salima and others, we have also care about raising funds for Palestinian and the cause of Palestine, sponsoring the holy city, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, and providing the needs of the minorities there. Also conducting awareness program. Awareness program is very important in the sake of Palestine, and Ummah also mobilizing the public support. For media, I think all of us have today Facebook, Instagram, etc. So we can use this to share in Ummah issues and to have our responsibility towards it. We can exposing the crimes of Israelis. We can creating supportive public opinion in this media. Each of us as individual also has responsibility. The mother and the father have responsibility to teach and to give the knowledge to their sons and daughters about the issue of Ummah and to make them Muslims as the best Muslims. Also, we have to give the awareness and updated information about the condition of Ummah. And we have many issues in Ummah nowadays, like Palestine, Syria, Rohingya, Pakistan, India. We have many things to be told to our daughters and sons. For politician and official responsibility, we have also to have some actions and to make our government take actions also towards Palestine and to help the Palestinian everywhere in the world as much as we can. That's in Hari. The last thing is Salima. Actually, sister Ilham mentioned to you that I am following the Shuhada, Ana Yatim Shuhada in Gaza for Salima. Salima, alhamdulillah, succeeded till today to send donation about 1.2 million ringgit to Palestinian Yatim, and also agriculture project like greenhouses. This photos actually from the Yatim. This photo for the Yatim sponsored by Yatim is Troy Salima, sponsored by Malaysia, and this is actually one Yatim sponsored by Salima, and it's her school. And this photo from the greenhouse being built by Salima donation in Gaza 3 years ago. And that's all what I have today. And I hope that I can able to deliver something good for you. And thank you so much. Thank you for all.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for Brother Mohab, to Brother Mohab, for the information that you just share with us. Bahawa ada satu dua tiga orang, nampak juga lah yang ada begitu bersemangat sampai dia mengkaji isu ni dalam mimpi pun ada. So, mudah-mudahan dia sampai ke Palestin. Okey, untuk diringkaskan bagi sesiapa yang kurang jelas apa yang Brother Mohab kita terangkan tadi, awalnya diceritakan bagaimana terjadinya isu Palestin ini, bagaimana terjadinya pergolakan yang membuatkan orang Palestin ini sengsara. Yang pertamanya disebutkan terdapat satu deklarasi Balfour. Balfour Declaration ini adalah menjadi titik pertama di mana Palestin, tanah umat Islam itu diserah kepada puak Yahudi. Ini dilakukan oleh Prime Minister of British waktu itu, nama dia Balfour, Perdana Menteri British. Jadi dari situ tanah Palestin dah tak jadi merdeka, diserahkan kepada orang Yahudi dan pelan-pelan dirampas tanah mereka tu. Maksudnya pada awalnya orang Yahudi dimasukkan dalam tanah Palestin, daripada satu masa ke semasa dirampas tanah umat Islam, diusir tuan-tuan tanahnya orang Palestin, umat muslimin, dan dijadikan Palestin itu sebagai negara Israel. Dan macam mana yang kita boleh nampak tadi, perubahan daripada satu peta ke satu peta, macam mana umat Islam mula-mula sepenuhnya di Palestin itu diduduki oleh orang Palestin. Kemudian pelan-pelan nampaknya jadi tompok kecil di negara Palestin. Lalu itu semua jadi tanah milik Yahudi. Dan kemudiannya diterangkan juga apa projek-projek pembangunan yang dah dibuat atas sebab perang-perang yang berlaku, Intifada pertama, Intifada kedua. Dan kalau adik-adik betul Cakna ambil tahu dengan isu Palestin ni, sekarang ni lagi gawat. Kata orang lagi susah keadaannya, terutamanya di saat ini sebab sekarang musim sejuk. Kalau musim sejuk ni apa yang kita perlu ada kan, lagi banyak. Contohnya kita perlukan rumah yang selesa, yang panas, makanan yang cukup, air yang cukup. Tapi bayangkan apa yang berlaku di Palestin, di Gaza, semua benda tu tak ada. Mungkin dalam keadaan yang selesa sekarang kita boleh cuba untuk merasai sikit apa yang penderitaan yang dirasai oleh mereka. Jadi kalau ada terasa ingin berbuat sesuatu untuk Palestin, untuk umat Islam, mulakan dengan hari ini. Buat adik-adik yang sedang lena di mimpi indah tu, mudah-mudahan lagi banyak hidayah turun wahyu dalam mimpi ini. Okey, tanpa meninggalkan masa, saya akan menjemput penceramah seterusnya yang diterbangkan daripada Jakarta, Indonesia, iaitu Ibu Shanti Hantias. Panggilnya Bu Tias, nama manjanya Bu Tias. Bu Tias ni adalah satu aktivis kemasyarakatan yang sangat saya hormati di bawah organisasi Teachers Working Group, iaitu TWG. Beliau adalah ibu kepada 3 puteri dan kecil-kecil beliau ni kecil-kecil padi Banyak sungguh dia punya aktiviti yang banyak menyumbang kepada masyarakat di Indonesia. Antaranya adalah memberi motivasi, pembinaan dan pelatihan kepada guru-guru supaya terus aktif, bukan saja menjadi guru yang bekerja di dalam kelas, tetapi juga guru yang bercambah fikirannya, yang kritikal analisa tentang kemasyarakatan dan keluar untuk menyumbang. Yang kedua antaranya, mereka mengadakan gerakan sedekah sepatu sekolah. Itu apa aktivitinya, kita akan serahkan kepada Bu Tias untuk kongsikan sebentar lagi. Dan yang lainnya, terdapat gerakan binaan kampung Quran Nama pun dah menarik tengok. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, saya akan menjemput Ibu Tia sendiri untuk berkongsi tentang pengalaman dan aktivitinya di Jakarta supaya kita dapat manfaatkan di sini. Terus pada